Good day, loves. Welcome to this moment. Welcome back to the Holistic Freedom Secrets podcast. And welcome to episode 125. And for those that do celebrate Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas. Okay.
Merry Christmas.
And happy holiday and happy Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
And all the things.
But
yeah,
I mean, Kwanzaa's weird, but
all the things, indeed.
It's really the origins.
Yeah.
The principles are great.
They're phenomenal.
But it's really the origins of the person that made Kwanzaa up and how he just lied about it being from Africa. It's just weird. Anyway, happy holidays, Hanukkahs, all of the things. Be happy with it.
Yes, family time is great. We are talking about another episode where we dive into the elements of the Freedom Five, because that is the lifeline, low key, for staying grounded in these streets. And when I say that, I mean in your home, at work, and just in your life to stay balanced. Stay
if you don't want to put on that holiday 15, you gotta do the Freedom 5 every day.
Freedom 5 is yes, that's real. So we're talking about a combined episode where we bring together two of the elements of the Freedom 5, fuel and move. We're bringing them together today to talk about some plant-based proteins and debunk a lot of myths on what is healthy and what is not when it comes to that. And then also fats when it comes to fueling your workouts. And when I say workout, I mean any way that you are moving your body that causes you to possibly sweat and or mist.
Well, today the focus is on fueling your high intensity workouts.
Word. Because the more you exert, the more effort you put into a workout, the harder you go in a workout. That will indicate how much more you need to pay attention to things like your minerals, things like protein to help with those amino acids and nutrients. Omi is obviously the star of today's episode, and it's great because she's amazing. Omi's our daughter, by the way, who is, yeah. Okay, we back to it. All right, so welcome, loves. Welcome, working mama and your family. Welcome back, truth seeker who is on a holistic health journey. We love you, and let's get into it. So, go ahead and get your pens and papers out, because there's going to be some things you're going to want to write them down, because they will help you. Okay. Let me. Let's
and the
get
scarf.
your scuffed babiness. There you go. To daddy. Okay. Hey, loves. I'm Coach Tensi. If you don't know who I am before, hey, nice to see you. Nice to be with you. So let's get into it. First thing, why is it so important to fuel your workouts, especially the high intensity ones specifically? Whenever you're doing any sort of workout that brings you to the point of breathlessness or breathing super hard and you're sweating like you're sweating bullets, you go in the hardest you've ever, your heart is beating. Okay. That is a time where it's super important to focus on your nutrition and fueling your workouts beforehand, because it'll affect your energy levels. It influences muscle repair. It also influences supporting your hormones. So the hormone in particular that's especially affected would be testosterone. And yes, ladies, we have testosterone too. It really just peaks little in in the manifest phase of your cycle. And so that would be around ovulation if you are ovulating. If you don't know what that is, if you don't know what that is for you, that could likely fall between days 11 and 15. And I'm pointing back here for Facebook land to this arbitrary diagram of a cycle. Okay. But that is the timing where we need to just really love on the hormone testosterone, our hormone superhero girl, so that we can make sure that she's okay. Because when she's out of balance, we feel lack of motivation. We don't have any sort of drive, and that's for your goals. That's also in your intimacy. A lot of things feel like blah when she's out of balance. Also, when it comes to workouts, we want to eat foods that support estrogen because she is a hormone who, in her fanciness, she's the social butterfly. She helps you feel connected and engaged in your life, focused. But in workouts specifically, she helps lubricate your joints. Okay, so if you don't want to have no joint pains extra, then I would highly suggest that we also incorporate some things for her. So that's what we're going to be diving into today, the specifics and things when it comes to plant-based nutrition for the workouts, and especially for women, for the working mama out there. You gonna need to make sure that you are fueling your workout. So that means you have a pre-workout meal that incorporates these things. Even if it looks like from one day you're fasting because you're doing something else or whatever your situation is, you at least need something to fuel your meal beforehand. And then after your meal, get into the thing. Okay, get into the bountiful of the breakfast. All right. So to break your fast. Okay. So plant-based foods, they can meet the needs that your body is asking you for when it comes to nutrition. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but let me know. Just say like me in the chat or something like that, or the comments. Let me know if you've ever gone to work out. You didn't eat nothing beforehand. Maybe you had some water, and then immediately after you feel like the Cookie Monster in Sesame Street, trying like who hasn't had cookies in a long time. You feel ravenous. Okay, ravenous. You feel like you could just scarf everything down. You are hungry. Okay, that is because your body is like shrieking, shrieking, girl. What is going on? We need help. We need some stuff that's packed with protein and fiber and yada yada blah, 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 blah. Okay. But here's the kicker that whenever you go into your grocery store or you go shopping for your foods that you're making your healthy meals with, that'll be all this sort of marketing that will say fiber or fortified with minerals and vitamins or plant-based protein. And when you look at the ingredient label, it's going to be like these words on there that you have never, like you can't pick up a yada yada phosphate in the produce section or in any sort of Whole Foods section of a grocery store where you see the food in its original state. So these things that we get tricked with in the marketing, they are sold to us as though they're healthy, but oftentimes, little did we know, a lot of the proteins, especially the protein powders, anything that you read the ingredient label in it, if it says protein in the ingredient label, I'm not talking about the nutrition facts where it says yada yada grams next to the word protein. I'm not talking about that chart. I'm talking about the ingredient label, the list of ingredients, the word ingredients, the list of ingredients on the package. That you should never be saying protein on something that you are consuming, because that is an excitotoxin. It has been proven in research studies that it literally, not making this up, a neurosurgeon has wrote a big old thick book called Excitotoxins, The Taste That Kills. Dr. I believe his name is Robert Blaylock. Check out his work. It's phenomenal. But they literally excite our brain cells, nerve cells, eye cells to death. We don't want that for us. We don't want dementia. We don't want Alzheimer's. We don't want to have that moment where, again, you walk into the room and you're like, why did I walk in here? I feel like I should be remembering why I was even in this room. If that's ever happened to you, like it has me, just let me know I'm not alone. Just let me know I'm not alone. Okay, let me know in the chat or the comments. All right. So let's keep it going. Let's keep it flowing. Best plant-based proteins for workout. Get your pens ready because we're gonna dive in. The best plant-based proteins. It's not your protein powder because those are excitotoxins. It's not, that's not it. Whether you are not plant-based and you got your whey protein or whatever, and it's 100% grass-fed cows or whatever, it is already been altered to the point that everything's out of balance. And if you consume something that's already out of balance, it will start to bring your body out of balance. Does that make sense? Okay, so we're not talking about that. Instead, here are the good ones. Beans and legumes. That's the first little category. Okay, so disclaimer, if you are the one that's like, I be at work and I do not need no gas, Tensi. Okay, I don't need it in my life. I feel you. I feel you completely. So here's what we will do. All right. Even if you got your canned beans that you got from the store, all right, go ahead and uh pour the beans out from the can into a bowl. Put some water in there. Rinse all of the little like gelatinous or whatever water from the beans. Mix it around, rinse that off. Put new water, filtered water this time. All the time, filtered water. Filtered water. And refill it up. Let it sit there for at least 15 minutes, if not overnight. And just allow for the beans, even though they're cooked, to be re-rinsed. What happens with beans and legumes? Legumes is fancy words, like think lentils. Okay, when we think beans, think black beans, think chickpeas. Okay, so what happens is when you see those little bubbles that come up on the surface as soon as you like pour water into some beans, that is an indication the beans are screaming to you, you don't have gas, because I was not properly rinsed. I was not properly soaked before or after boiling or being heated in some way. I was not. And so I got my defense mechanism up. And just so you know, these bubbles, let that be known that you gonna get these gas hands, and you don't want the gas hands. No gas hands. We don't want fisticuffs with our beans and legumes. Y'all. I'm feeling in a good mood because all of the things. Anyway, in life. So let's get back to it. So beans and legumes, think chickpeas. They are least starchy, so it's going to support estrogen because she doesn't like stuff that spikes blood sugar. Black beans are phenomenal. Lentils are phenomenal. They are all packed in protein and fiber. So go towards those. All right. Now let's talk about some other good sources of protein. And let's talk about some complete proteins, because there's this myth that says that when you're eating plant-based, you have to have all of the different variety of protein in order to form a complete protein. And what a complete protein is, a fancy way of just saying that you have all of the essential building blocks, aka they call them amino acids, that are making up the stuff that is needed to build everything that's in your body. Okay. So a complete protein, an example they typically throw out is like meat or fish. Okay, cool. However, if you don't want the extra hormones or vaccine things or the extra stuff like antibiotics that has been injected into them things, or even heavy metals when we talk about fish, then let's talk about the complete proteins that are plant-based. And they are phenomenal because they are also the omegas. They are also the fancy thing babas that you need in order to build strong muscle. Yes, there is a vegan bodybuilder that only eats these things. All right, so here we go. Plant-based proteins that are complete, think about hemp seeds, hemp seeds, hemp seeds, hemp seeds, chia seeds as well. Write these down: hemp seeds, chia seeds. Also write down quinoa. Quinoa is also a complete protein. These are phenomenal. And just those are just three. This is not an exhaustive list of every single option that you have. There are more. There are more out there in these streets. Also, great sources of protein you'll find in pumpkin seeds, which also help bring progesterone in balance. Whether it's too high, bring it down. If it's too low, bring it up. Boom shakalaka. Pumpkin seeds. Boom. All right. So with your seeds, nuts, beans, all of the things, just make sure that they are